What is a constitution? Well, think of a constitution as the rule book for a country. It's a set of rules that everyone has to follow. It tells us how a government should work, what rights people have, and what the government can and can't do. Basically, it's like the backbone of a country. How does a government work? The government has three main parts: legislature, executive, and judiciary. The legislature is like the rule-making body. They make laws. Think of your school's rules. The school board is like the legislature. The executive part puts the laws into action. It's like the school principal who makes sure the rules are followed. And then the judiciary are the judges. They decide if laws have been broken and what should happen. Imagine a school's disciplinary committee making India's rules, the Constituent Assembly. After India got freedom from British rule, it needed its own set of rules. So, a special group called the Constituent Assembly was formed. It was like a super smart team of people from all over India. There were about 300 members in total. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the head of this team. He was super intelligent and knew a lot about law. The first meeting of the Constituent Assembly was on December 9th, 1946. The Constituent Assembly was a big group of people chosen to write India's rules. It had about 300 members. These members were from different parts of India, with different religions and cultures. They talked and debated a lot to decide what would be best for the country. The president of the Constituent Assembly was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. While it's not possible to list all 300 members, some of the key figures included Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The drafting committee was a smaller group within the Constituent Assembly whose main job was to write the actual words of the Constitution. The president of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Other members of the drafting committee included Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, Gopalaswamy Iyengar, K.M. Munshi, Muhammad Sadullah, B.L. Mitter, who was later replaced by N. Madhava Rao, and D.P. Khaitan, who was later replaced by T.T. Krishnamachari. Creating the constitution was like building a huge puzzle. It took years of hard work and lots of discussions. They talked about everything from what kind of country India should be to what rights people should have. Finally, on November 26, 1949, the constitution was ready. But it didn't start working right away. There was a gap of almost 3 years. It officially came into effect on January 26, 1950. We call this day Republic Day. It's like India's birthday when it became a republic. The preamble is like the introduction to the Constitution. It tells us what India aims to be. It starts with the famous words, "We, the people of India." This means that the power to make rules comes from the people, not from a king or queen. The preamble talks about 4 main things. Justice, which means treating everyone fairly, whether rich or poor, man or woman. Liberty, which means freedom to do what you want, as long as it doesn't harm others. Equality, which means everyone is equal in the eyes of the law. And fraternity, which means a brotherhood of all Indians living in harmony. The preamble also says India is a sovereign nation, meaning we can make our own decisions without anyone else telling us what to do. A socialist country, meaning the government works for the welfare of all, especially the poor. A secular country, meaning the government treats all religions equally. And a democratic republic, meaning the people choose their leaders and the head of the country is not a king or queen. And D,